guys, it's Courtney. Welcome back to Poppy and Gray, and today we are going to do a flip of my June pages in my Hobonichi Cousin. This is the Spring Start edition, and I just wanted to say the last time I did a video I had a lot of questions on this cover. I also got some questions on Instagram. I honestly could not recommend this shop because I had a lot of trouble getting it. And then subsequently, after going through that whole, several week ordeal, and then having to file a PayPal claim and all of that, I got my cover and then the shop is no longer open. So, yeah. So anyway, we are going to flip through my June pages. We are going to start with my weeklies, and my weekly pages are just plan as I go type thing, and it's just nice to sit down and be able to plan. I really wasn't in love with the way that this turned out. I think maybe it was this gold washi. I'm just not a fan of it, and I try to use it because I have it, but then every time I use it I don't like it, so maybe I'll get rid of it. And yeah, that was the first week of June, the week of June 3rd. We didn't really do much. My dad turned 89, which was like a big exciting thing. And then this was the following week. I liked this much better. I'm kind of in love with how this turned out. So I ended up using a few stickers from an old kit. These like palm leaves are from a Happy Planner sticker book. And then I have these really cute like flip stickers from Plan for Happy. And yeah, and then this week was actually one of my favorite weeks. I used stickers from the Happy Planner Farmhouse sticker book.
Mom, can I join you?
Have to be quiet. And it was really just soft and pretty, and I liked how it turned out. And then the following week it was the same. These are from the Simply Lovely Happy Planner sticker book. Yeah, and I like this week too. I think this is my favorite week so far. And it was the, these stickers are from the Vintage Botanical sticker book. So yeah, I just used a bunch of those and then just some functional stickers that I had. And yeah, I think that is the last week. This is the current week.
Are you done?
No, I'm not. And that takes us into our daily pages. So this was what I started with. I had every intention on doing some goals, and I just never did. And then this is a quote from Pablo Neruda. And yeah, so my daily pages are just a bit of a hodgepodge, kind of memory keeping, sometimes journaling. This is a paragraph from a book I was reading, which I did not finish. This is so, like, I've sort of fallen down into the makeup rabbit hole. So these are some things that are kind of expensive that I might treat myself with. And then this next page is just, this is a photo from one of my blog posts, and I just kind of talked about getting more comfortable in my own skin, trying to, rediscover my sense of style and what I was feeling in this photo. And then this, my dad turned 89 on June 5th, so we went to my parents' house to visit him. And then that night I watched Always Be My Maybe, and it just sort of brought up just like some memories of growing up and first love and all of that stuff. I'm trying to narrow down like my Hobonichi shenanigans for the launch next month. And then I have really, well, I've been in love with Lizzo for a while, but this is a lyric from one of her songs that I've been listening to on repeat. And then this day we went to see an exhibit at the art museum. So these are some photos from that. And then I just wrote a little bit as I was going through my weeks. I realized that every Sunday in the month of June, we spent doing something as a family or with families. So I just kind of wrote a little bit about what that meant to me. And then this is from one of my friends, started her own business a couple years ago. It's called the Oakley Soap Company. I will actually leave a link to them in the description because she ships everywhere and it's amazing. But she did a photo shoot to kind of rebrand and launch her website, and she asked me to style it for her. So these are some of the shots I took from the shoot, and then I just wrote a little bit about what it means to kind.
I put some nail polish on my self.
Okay, don't do that. What it feels like to not only feel like you're a creative, but to have someone else recognize that in you and value you for it. So I took like some prompts from the Rock Your Handwriting Challenge, I think it was. And one of the prompts was the best birthday gift you've ever received. And this is a little bit about when I turned 40. Well, actually, so my husband and I both have birthdays in August. Our birthdays are 6 days apart. So his is the 24th and mine is the 30th. And so we tend to celebrate them together. And that year was the year that I turned 40. So we were going to go to Nashville for my 40th birthday. And a couple days before we left to go to Nashville, we were going out to have dinner and some drinks with friends for his birthday. And I just wrote a bit about like we had been trying to get pregnant for over a year and really struggling. And if anyone has had any struggles with infertility, you know how like when you're trying and every month you get that negative, you get that negative, you get that negative, and it just becomes, really depressing. And so we were going out to one of our favorite Mexican restaurants, and I didn't think I was pregnant again that month, and I was going to drown my sorrows in the best margaritas in Cincinnati. And before we left, I decided to go ahead and take a pregnancy test just so that, I could get my negative and drown my sorrows and then kind of bounce back for my birthday trip to Nashville. But when I took the test that day, it came back positive, which was a shock. And then I took 3 more to make sure that it was positive. And yeah, so this is me newly pregnant in Nashville, like, a couple weeks. And then that's kind of when he popped a little bit later. But yeah, so the best birthday gift I ever received was finding out that I was going to have my baby. And then this is one of those touch a truck events. I'm pretty sure like cities all over the country have them, but they pull out all of the big trucks for the kids to interact with. And so Rowan loves like construction vehicles. So I think that was an excavator and um, the fire truck. And I just wrote a little bit about him and our day. And then that was Father's Day, and so I just have some pictures of my husband, and this is like what I wrote to him on Facebook. So when we started dating, I was a single mom with 4 kids, and so yeah, when we first started dating, I was a single mom. I had 4 kids. I think the youngest of which was 6 and the oldest was 12, maybe 11. Um, and so, yeah, we started dating and yeah, so we dated slowly and kind of intentionally and yeah, so that's kind of the note that I wrote to him, and it just says, I was pretty smitten after our first date, but the thing that made me fall hard was how much you cared about me, or I'm sorry, how much you cared about my kids. Now our kids, before you even met them, you were determined to be the father they didn't have. Like everything you do, you did it sincerely and earnestly, and you nailed it. Every family needs a hero, and you are ours. Happy Father's Day. And then this is another picture from my blog, and I just really loved that outfit, so I wrote a little note about that. And then this is another prompt from the Rock Your Handwriting Challenge about your earliest fun childhood memory. And I just wrote a little bit about church picnics in the summer, which even though I'm no longer like religious at all, it just was such a huge part of my childhood and I looked forward to them every single summer. This is a quote that I practiced some lettering by James Baldwin. And then this just says Life with Rowan, and these are just some of the funny things that he says that I will post on Facebook, or funny things he does in this case. So yeah, one day he had been really kind of unusually quiet for probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. Um, and when I found him, he had put like a half a bottle of hair product in his hair. He has kind of wild and curly hair. So yeah, I just said, I'm not saying that if your child is unusually quiet, they are putting half a bottle of product in their hair. JK, that's exactly what I'm saying. The only thing missing is the suffocating smell of Axe body spray and a puka shell necklace, and he's ready for the 6th grade dance. And then this is just a really sad star. I messed it up and that irritates me. But one day he's like in a phase where like he burps and farts and does like all of this gross stuff and thinks it's funny. But anyway, he says, Mom, does everyone know burps are mouth farts? Someone should tell them. And I just put thanks for coming to his TED Talk with the more you know gif. And then this was a Saturday where I literally did nothing but read and take naps and get up and eat. We went to the farmer's market that Sunday and had some amazing, like, artisan fancy cupcakes that were so good. And the truck that they came off of was adorable. And then after that, I went to my friend's house that evening. One of our good friends, her father passed away, and so we all just kind of gathered and hung out and talked and reminisced, and it was fantastic. So that's a little group shot, and I wrote a little something about that. Just practicing drawing. That is supposed to be a peony. I'm not sure how much it looks like one, but whatever. This is a recipe for strawberry pie that I made. Well, I have made it in the past. I haven't had a chance to make it this month yet, but I want to, and I just put it in here. And then this is our dog Henry, who is 12 now, and Rowan loves him to death. Henry remains unconvinced that their relationship is something that he's into. And so, he said, take a picture of me and Henry, Mom, he's my best friend. So I just wrote a little bit about that. These are the two books that I finished this month, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and The Sentence's Death, both very different books and both very, very good books. I gave them both 5 stars on Goodreads. And then the last day of the month, we went to a Cincinnati Reds game. It was like 99 degrees that day, and we were right by like third base, and it was so freaking hot. We couldn't stay the whole game because it was too hot. But they did end up winning 8-6 over the Cubs. Go Reds. And I had my first pink drink from Starbucks, and I am now obsessed. So that brings us to July, and that's really all I've got. So I am enjoying how my Hobonichi is coming together, and I'm not really stressing too much about the things. I usually try to sit down once a week and work in it. If I don't, then I will usually like scratch a note in pencil about what I want to go on those pages or what happened, and then go back and kind of print pictures. Sometimes I'll print the pictures and put them down and then come back and write what I want to write. On blank pages, I will fill them up with, things like the Rock Your Handwriting Challenge prompts. I really like the way that this turned out. But yeah, that is my Hobonichi for the month of June. I hope that you enjoyed this flip through. If you did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below. Tap the notification bell so you will know when new videos are posted. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.